Yeah. Left off on the very bottom of Chof Tessim Days, bottom line. Next bottom line. There's a question when we say that, is it Shul Shechal Bal Tisha B'Av? Is it Rosh Chodesh Av? Or is it Kol Chodesh Av? Three-way machlokas Tanoim. Om Rabbi Yochanan Shloshin Mikor Echad Dorshu. The question how to interpret the Pasuk. The Chsiv, it's a Pasuk. The Pasuk says, Pasuk in Hosea, Vishbati Kol Mesoso, I will cause all the joy of Chago, Chodsho V'Shabbato, B'chol Moado. Bottom line. Vishbati Kol Mesoso, Chago, Chadosho V'Shabbato. Madyo Bam Rosh Chodesh Ad Taanis, the one who says that all these things are forbidden, Tasporis and Kibus, because from Rosh Chodesh until the Taanis, Michago. What's Chago? So why Chago is Rosh Chodesh? Rosh Chodesh is Chag. Man Yom Kol Chodesh Kula also. It says Chodosho. Man Yom Kol Shabbos Kula also. Mishabbato. Shabbato. We'll say Omer Rabba Haloch Reb Shimon Gamliel. We rule like Reb Shimon Gamliel. Omer Rova Haloch Kremeir. Now, what was the Machlok Shimon Gamliel says that it's not only the week, but it's even the day after. Rameir says it's only till then. So he says, Omer Rava Haloch Rameir, the Tavai Lukul. Tzrichdi Min Haloch Rameir Havamina Fil Rosh Chodesh. Because Rameir says Rosh Chodesh. Kamashmal Rosh Gamliel. It's only Shua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av. V'Yashmin Haloch Reb Gamliel Havamina Fil Achrov. Which it's not Kamashmal Haloch Rameir, that it's only the days preceding Tisha B'Av. So it's Shua Shechal Bo Tisha B'Av, and it's not the days following Tisha B'Av. So that's Shneim Lukula. Erev Tisha B'Av lo yochel beis tavshilin. It says in the Mishnah. Erev Tisha B'Av, the Gemara is going to explain that's a Surim Hafsekes. You can't have two cooked items during Surim Hafsekes. Omer Rav Yehuda lo shonu elo b'shei shos l'malo. That's only we'll see in if you eat the Surim Hafsekes after Chatzos. Shei shos l'malo. Avum b'shei shos l'mato muter. Let's say a person you can eat the Surim Hafsekes at 11 o'clock in the morning. You could eat as many cooked items as you want. No, not all day. Omer Rav Yehuda lo shonu elo b'surim mapsik bo. That we speak about Shteik Tavshilin, that's only Surah Mafsekes. Av Surah Shein Mafsek Bo, like person eats a regular meal, then eats later Surah. So let's eat the regular at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Can have whatever you want to serve there. Mutter v'tavai l'kula tzrich liyash min Surah Mafsek Bo havamino afil v'shei shos l'mato. It's even before Chatzos, because that's the meal to designate Tisha B'Av. Kamash malon v'shei shos l'malo. Only if Surim Hafsekes is after Chatzos. Any meal you eat afterwards, you can have Shnei Tavshilin. Kamashlam Surah Shem Hafsekbo. So there's Shneim L'Kula. It's the same pattern as before. Tanya Kalishna Kama. We have a Brisa which supports the first version. Tanya Kalishna Basa. Tanya Kalishna Basa. Asoid Erev Tisha B'Av. Person eats after Im Osed Lisot Surah Cheres. You can have another meal before the Tainis. Butalecho Bosa Lishtos Yain. We'll see what Bosa means. Yain doesn't mean regular wine, it means yain toses. It's only 3 days. It's really, even a snake wouldn't drink from it. It's like almost like vinegar at that point. It's just when it starts fermenting. And yain and boser speaking about 3 days already. So it's like beef jerky. It's not vim la boser lechol boser. Vim la boser lechol boser lishtos yain. Right, we're talking about during the Surim Hafsekes. The Surim Hafsekes, that Surah you cannot have wine or meat, even though the wine is not really almost drinkable, palatable, or the other. Tanya Kalishna Kamo, Erev Tisha B'Av, Lo Yochal Od Mishnei Tavshilin, Lo Yochal Bos Li Yishte Yain, Shim Gamliel Lo Meo Yishane. You do it differently. Make a shinui. What's shinui? Omer Rav Yehuda Ketzah Mishane. Imo Yerochel Echol Shnei Tavshilin Yochal Min Echod. Imo Yerochel Echol Basora B'nei Odom for the social aspect. Yochal Soei B'Chamisha. Yerochel Lishtos Asara Kosos. Shoysa Chamisha Kosos. Okay, when you have to do a shino, that's only after chatzos. Right? You can carry on. Now carry on. Tanya Idach. Tanya Idach. He found 40 Hasidim up in Vermont. What do you think he went there for? Tanya Idach. Erev Tisha B'Av lo yochal od mishnei tavshilin. Lo yochal bosa v'lo yishte yayin. Divrei Meir. You're not permitted to have shnei tavshilin, and you're not permitted to have even not bosa. You're not permitted. Chomobrim Yishane, Umemait, Beboser, Ubeyain, Ketzemait, Im hoy rogel lechol litro, bosa yocha chatzi litro. Hoy rogel lishtos loig yayin, yishta chatzi loig yayin. V'meinu rogel kol ikaros, then you shouldn't drink eat any of that. Shimli lo me hoy rogel lechol snow no maliach. Maliach is speaking a dag maluach, right? Achar sudosa or rishus yodo. If you want, you could. Tan yidoch koshu mishum tishba. Okay. Koshu mishum. What about the sudas? Because if the sumav sekes, you're reading it because of tishbav. Also lechol bosa vosa lishtus yayin, vosa lichotz. Koshein mishum tishbav. Muta lechol bosa of lishtus yayin, muta lichotz. No, it's the sumav. He takes out. Rush takes it, gives lichotz. No, if it's the sumav sekes, then the halach is you could if it's not sumav sekes, you could have bosa yayin. If it's suit of sex, under no circumstance. Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Shemoviv, Kol Shoshim, Muta Lechol, Boser, Muta Lirchos. Okay? Ton Rabbanan, Kol Mitzvahs and August Ba'ovel. All mitzvahs that have pertained to Ovel during Shiva, no August B'Tisha B'Av. Oser B'Achilu B'Shtiyah. That's not, doesn't mean. It means the laws which pertain to the Taanis. Because that's Taanis. Achilu Shtiyah is Taanis. B'Sicho B'Nilos Hasanol, as a person in Shiva is not permitted to anoint himself. He's not permitted to wear leather shoes. B'Tasha Mito. Vos likros bator b'nevim uksuvim. He's not permitted Tanakh, v'lishnos b'mishnah, Talmud, medshav alochs v'agodes. Avol karu b'mok m'shein rogel. We'll see the Tanakh modes. You can read, you can learn something that you're not used to. So Howard, you can learn anything on Tisha B'av. No, I'm giving you praise because you miyageya. Okay, from Tzara Agra. I'm talking. So I can teach you too. See that. Okay, likros v'shoni b'mokshein urogel lishtos kore b'kinos b'io b'dvar ma'roim sheb'yirmiyah v'tinok sheb'israbon b'teilin. Why? You cancel cheder. You don't teach small children. Why? Shum shnei p'kudei Hashem yishar mesamchei leiv. The p'kudei Hashem yishar mesamchei brings joy to the heart. Okay. So I'm just rushing a bit. I want to say what's pshat. Why only p'kudei Hashem? P'kudei Hashem yisharim. Because they're Yishorim, that's why Mesamchei Leiv. Say, P'kudei Hashem Mesamchei Leiv. It's because they're Yishorim, they're Mesamchei Leiv. What's the pshat? Right? So I said the pshat's like this. Shlomo Melech says in Koheles that HaKadosh Baruch Hu osas Adam Yosher, Bikshu Chishbonos Rabim, and therefore they became not Yosher. Now, Hashem created man straight, but he became twisted because he made his own computations. What was it? It's referring to Adam Rishon. Hashem says, don't eat from the tree of knowledge. He was, he'll eat and whatever. Right. But who assumed the status of... So how was Adam made originally? Yosher. Yosher. Now, who took over the position of Yosher? Klal Yisrael. Atem Kurim Adam, no Kurim Adam. So we're Adam. So if you're a Yosher, what do you need to bring Simcha to you? Something that's Yosher. A person's Yosher, he needs Yosher. That brings Simcha. Person's perverted, corrupted, he has no relevance to it. But if your essence is Yosher, the only thing which will give you a sense of value is only Yosher. That's why it's P'kudei Hashem Yisharim, that's why it's Mesamchei Leiv. Okay? Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Afein Okori. That's not the Netziv. Avi, it's not the Netziv, it's me. Okay. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Afein Okori, B'mokum Shein Orogi, Likros. So Rabbi Yehuda argues with the Tanakama. No. That you're not permitted to learn Chumash, even if you're not used to it. You're not accustomed. Likros ve'enu shoni b'mokshein rogelishnos. It's a mishnah you never learned before. Avokariu be'io be'kinus dvar maroim. We rule like Rabbi Shebinyo. V'tigu shebisrakim b'teim bo mishum shnemar. Kudei Hashem yisharim samchei lev. So even if you have to struggle on something difficult, that's also Kudei Hashem yisharim. Even though it's ain't a rogel bo. Because in essence, right? You put something sweet on your tongue. Once this Rabbi Yosha many years ago, Zech Tzadik Levrocha, certain person, as much as he learned, never found any sipuk, and so I asked Rabbi Yosef. I said, so what do I do? How do you get this person in? He says, I want to tell you something. It's not the problem. It's either the Rebbe or the Chavrusa. That's he says. It's not the subject matter. Why? He says, if you put sugar or honey on your tongue, do you taste sweetness? That's it. So what is it? It can't be the Torah. It must be the Chavrusa or the Rebbe. You have to find that. He says, that's what you got to focus on. That's what he told me. Okay. Lo yochal basel yishte yain tona ochel ocha avol ochel hu basel maliach. What about it's already meat that was preserved through salt? We'll see in a moment. Meaning like beef jerky. V'shosi yain migito basel maliach. What's atkam? What's basel maliach? Omer avchina barkanu b'shoin shul kol zman He says, Kol zman she'enu kishlomim. Shlomim, when does it become noser? The third day. Shnei yom v'lay lechot. It's 3 days, it's already spoiled. V'yai migito ad kama kol zman shu toses. It's like bubbling, when the fermentation. Tona yain toses ein bum shum gilui. You have to leave it exposed. Normally, certain liquids exposed, you have to be considered a snake will drink from it. This is so accurate, even a snake won't drink from it. The kamat sisa. Also, gimel yomim. That means from the time it was pressed, squeezed, until now, it's 3 days have passed. Om Rav Yudah Marav, Kacho Yimino, Rav Yudah, Berebi Loi, Erev Tishbov, Mevian Lo, Pas Chareva, they bring him the most bare, the most coarse type of bread. The Melech V'Yoshi Bain, Tanu L'Kiraim, sit between the oven and the Kiraim is like some other cooking. So Rashi says, Mokum Nuvel Shababayis. It's the most, the most, Menuvel means the lowest, meaning it's the most unaccommodating location in the house. V'ochel v'shoser oleho kitun shamayim v'dom k'misha mesu mutal lefonov. And he's like so grieving, it's like mesu mutal lefonov. Tanan hosa mokshin ogalasus mlocha b'tisha b'av osin. If the community does mlocha on Tisha B'av, person is permitted. Mokshin ogalasus enosim. Whatever the minig mokum is, that's what you're bound to. The custom of location. Chol mokum, but a Talmud chochem b'telim. If you're a Talmud chochem, regardless of what the minig is, he should not do work. Even if you're not a Talmud Chochem, it's not considered gaiva, like hoarding to say, I'm not going to work. It's the right thing not to work. No, because he should. To show it's not like an ordinary Tanya Yidoch. Okay, this is famous Gemara. That's how serious it is. A person's out of touch. When a person violates, right? It's like you're eating on Yom Kippur. No, it's but still. Reb Kiva Omer Kol Osem Melochem Tisha B'av Eino Robo Sim Brocha Le'olam. So Tosha says Sim Brocha for what you did on Tisha B'av. Doesn't mean whatever you'll do now you're not going to see Sim Brocha. The earnings of Tisha B'av you're never going to see Brocha from that. Chama Omrim Kol Osem Melochem Tisha B'av Ve'eino Misavil. Now he answers, if you do Meloch on Tisha B'av, no Ve'eino Misavil Yushalayim. You're not going to merit to see the rejoicing of Yushalayim. Shenemar, Simchu es Yushalayim v'gilu bo, ko aver sisu ito mosos, kol hamisablim aleh. So who is going to rejoice with Yushalayim, the rebuilding? Those originally mourned for it. But a person, once had a picture of, I'm not going to mention, even though he was a Rosh Gomer, he was a past mayor of Yushalayim, they caught him in a restaurant on Tisha B'av. So somebody took a picture with a camera. And he got so angry, he smashed the camera, the mayor. He's the guy from, the one who brought the Mormons to Yerushalayim. Yena Chevraman. Okay? Mekan Omru called Misabel Yerushalayim Zochav Rob Simchos. From this post you see, whoever mourns Yerushalayim, he will merit to see its joy. Sheinu Misabel Yerushalayim in a Rob Simchos. Tanya Nami Hochi, Kolocha Bosov Vishosiyayim, B'tishu of Olav Akosov Omer, Uti Avonosom Alatzmosom. It'll be on their bones. Meaning, they'll carry that sin. That God's not going to let them go because of it. Rabbi Yudah Mechai B'Kfiyas Hamito. It says in the Mishnah, Rabbi Yudah says you have to turn over the bed, meaning you have to sleep on the floor on Tisha B'av. But the Hodul Chacham said, no, you don't have to sleep on the floor. You sleep with 2 pillows, 1 pillow, this, that. Tanya Omrlo Rabbi Yudah D'Varecho. So they said Rabbi Yudah D'Varecho Ubros Minikos Mate Alem. What, they should sleep on the floor? A woman's pregnant. It's too much. Omalem Afanilo Amati Ele Biocho. Meaning a person who could tolerate the discomfort. But of course, a woman's pregnant, a woman's nursing, can't, of course not. Tanya Nami Hochi Mod Reb Yudah Chachomim Sheni Yochel Mod. That's Mod Chachomim Reb Yudah Biochel. So they're saying the same thing. Nope. So what's the machlokes? Reb Yudah said any Yochel, I agree not. Chacham said if Yochel, you should. So were they arguing? Right? My benayu. Benayu Shamitos. The question is, do you have to turn over the other beds? Like no, even beds that you're not sleeping in. Do you turn over those beds just to show? Something. This is a day nobody sleeps in the bed, even though the other beds are not occupied. Who kofe? Omerova hilso katana tani didan lodl chachom kolikam nini. Even your own bed, you don't have to sleep on the floor whatsoever. The greatest joyous days was Tu B'Av and Yom Kippur. Bishlam Yom Kippur mishum ne'es beis lichum mechilo. Yom Kippur, you relieve yourself of all the debt, all the baggage. Yom Shinu Luchos Achronos also. The second Luchos, set of Luchos were given on. That's what was designated as Yom Kippurim. El Tubav Mayi. What's so special about Tubav? Omer Rav Yehuda Shmuel Yom Shuchu Shvatim Lo V'Zeh B'Zeh. Initially, the Shvatim, it's this week's parsha, Lo Sosuv, but no Slavchot, right? If they're going to marry, right, they get a portion, so it comes out, a woman marries and has a son, right? There's Lo Sisav Nachlo. We'll see. No, the Gemara gives 6 different reasons. The Gemara saying, "My drosh ze'adov v'shetziv Hashem livno slavchot." This week's parsha. Then, in that generation, the woman had to marry from the what? From that tribe. Omer Rav Yosef, Rav Nachman, Yom Shut Shevet Binyamin Lov V'Kol. This is the Peleg Shebgiva. Right, the Binyamin, the whole story of Peleg Shebgiva, they nearly destroyed the whole tribe, and they were pariahs. They allowed them to intermarry with other tribes. Shneimar Vish Yisrael Nishba B'Mitzvah Lo Mi'ish Mimenu Lo Yidin Bito LeBinyamin Liisha. My Josh Omer Rav Mimenu V'Lo Mibanenu. From him, right, but not the next. Rabbi Omer Rabbi Baruch Omer Yochanan Yom Shekol Meisi Midbar. Yeah, this is basically the 40th year. They died for 40 years. The last year, they stopped dying. When did they stop dying? So Rashi says in Bava Basra that they would dig trenches. They would go in. Nobody knew when they would die. And then they would blow a trumpet in the morning, and they say, Hibodlu Achaim min HaMeisim. Let the living separate from the dead. And then they'd leave the dead, and then they just cover them over, the trenches. The last year, they all went. They're waiting to die. They blew. Everybody was alive. They knew it ended. So therefore, that was Tubav. That was Tubav. Okay. Rega. Domamar achol kolome simidbo lohoyo dibur Moshe shinem avi kashe tamu kolanche milcholomos veidaber shel Eli hoya dibur. Why? Because it says Shechina doesn't come b'toch atzvus. No, it was. I mean, but on a regular basis. It wasn't on a regular basis. Ulo Oma Yom Shebita Loshia Ben Olo Pardisio Sheoshi Vira Ben. We had earlier. They put centuries, right? They removed the centuries. Even Rav Menavat already died. They were still there. That day they removed the centuries. Jews could go Olo Regel to Beis Hamikdash. Voma le'eze sheyirtzu yalu. Yeah, you have a choice. You want to go to the Avodah Zarah, you could go, but at least you have a choice. Then you have no choice. Until then. The Romans, they wanted to demoralize us. So after they killed Beitar, there were like hundreds of thousands. They piled the corpses up for miles, like a wall, to demoralize the Jews. So Tubav, so the Roman emperor died. The new Roman emperor, he allowed the Jews to be buried. So the miracle was that they didn't even decompose. The bodies didn't decompose. The scavengers didn't take the bodies. Therefore, and they would l'kvura. That's hatov ha'meitiv. Hatov shlo nisruchu, v'meitiv shenit l'kvura. Okay, that was Tubav. Omer Rav Masda osiyom shenit ha'rugibei l'kvura. Tiknu b'yavna hatov ha'meitiv. Hatov shel yisrichu ha'meitiv shenit l'kvura. Rabbi Rav Yosef Domi Tavai Yom Sheposku Belichros Eitzel Ma'arocha. You hear this? So who they had to deworm the wood. Wood that had a worm is not qualified to go on the mizbeach. Who dewormed the wood? The Levi. It was the Bali Mum who are Kohanim. What's the Kohan's main occupation? Study of Torah. We discussed there was a rotation. They only were 2 weeks a year. Otherwise, what were they busy with? Learning. So, but what have they have to deworm wood? They're busy. So because from Tubav on, the sun is not as hot, things get damp, so they finish cutting the wood, so they're able to get back to the learning. They get back to the learning. So therefore, that was a simcha. Yeah. Howard should have given breakfast this morning. Just came back from vacation. No, where's the simcha? Yeah. He explains it, because the sun is not as intense. They would call Tubav Yom Tav. It's the day that the sickle is broken. The knife that used to worm the wood, the magol, that was called magol, like a sickle, tavar. From now, with the Yosef, Mosif, you add your learning, they'll add life to you. Lo Mosif Yosef. Tarn of Yosef, my Yosef, or Rav Yosef, Tigveri, may. Meaning, he should be cursed. Here, what are you sitting around wasting your time? It says everybody would borrow clothing, and they'd go out, and each would speak about who they are. Okay? Bas Melech Sheles and Bas Kohen Gadol. They were the most prestigious families. The princess would borrow from the daughter from the Bas Kohen Gadol. Bas Kohen Gadol mi Bas Gan. Basgani Bas Meshuach Muhammad, this is the hierarchy. Bas Meshuach Muhammad, the one who's anointed for war, Mikas Kohen Hedjit. Chol Yisrael Shol Zemizeh Kadesh Lo Yizbayis Esmi She'eno. This is the reason years ago, there's a minog that by a Sheva Brochus, when the Chosm wants to speak, they interrupt him. They start saying, why? They Levayish Mi She'eno. Seriously, because not everybody's able to say Torah at the Sheva Brochus. Then so what? So this one says, the other one doesn't say. You know something? Nobody says. Even if you could say, they interrupt the person. That's what it's based upon. Also, it's based on Shalmi. It says that originally, they had Kriyas Bikurim. You brought Bikurim. Some people were illiterate. They were illiterate. So they said nobody does Kriya. Because people stopped bringing Bikurim. The person was embarrassed. So it's a Russian Brochus brings the Shalmi. They said, so what about Kriyas HaTorah? By Kriyas HaTorah, the Shalmi says, therefore the Rosh says, that's why you have a Balkori. Why everybody should read their own Aliyah? No, you should, but why not? It's again, not to matter what that person can. He's not coming to shul to listen to Kriyas HaTorah. So to encourage him to come, nobody reads. So even if the only time you read is Simchas Torah. Simchas Torah is the only time, because they do things differently. But throughout the year, it's the wrong thing to have people go up read their own Aliyah, because you're going to discourage people. Maybe the Yemenites. Okay? Came to Tefillah because there's a question. Even something that it's clear it's not tummy, right? All kelim have to be immersed. Like it's the same idea. Because if you don't, people say they won't be tova the kelim. We're talking about clothing. A woman's in need of her clothing, her tummy. Everything has to be go to the mikveh. The bachelor, he goes out to the kerem on Yom Kippur. Yeah, he's on Yom Kippur. He already said his vidui. Or he has to say his vidui afterwards. The Mechusim say, don't look at the beauty, look at the family. Right? What do they say? They have mishpacha, they don't have beauty. Be a tzaddik. Because once you put on the jewelry, they all look the same. Omer Ula Biro, Omer Rebeleza Oser Koshboch Lasas Mochel Tzadikim. He's going to make a circle. Who Yoshe B'Neim Begane. He sits in the middle. Golechod Marabet. So, and every points to the Shechina with his finger. Shenemar. Omer Yom Hazeh Hine Alukenu Zeh Kivinu Lo V'Yushenu Zeh Hashem Kivinu Lo. Bezod Hashem Bachar Nigmor Tas Mesechta to make us see him. Nagil Bishwasa. Hadron Aloch Shlosh Prokum Slikul Himself as Tainis. It's Hashem. Hadron Aloch Shlosh Prokum Slikul Himself. Shlosh Prokum Slikul Himself as Tainis.